Fair Share is a 501c3 nonprofit, and our mission is to address local food security. And we concentrate on urban, low-income neighborhoods. There's quite a popular food movement here in Chattanooga, but for the most part, the food movement is a drive-by when it comes to low-income neighborhoods. And so we saw a niche there that our organization could look for ways to be involved, helping empower people to grow their own food and participate in an even more local food movement.
This is still considered kind of downtown Chattanooga, and it is where the poverty is really concentrated in Chattanooga. It's considered the urban core. It has a lot of the problems that are common to inner cities, but the one thing that sort of binds it all together is a real lack of access to fresh food.
You know, if you don't have a car, it's very arduous to get fresh food. The little convenience stores that are around here, they're not really going to sell really fresh produce. And so it is really difficult to get really healthy food affordably. And this is the one place where you can come and learn to garden and make huge amounts of fresh vegetables for yourself, more than enough for yourself to eat and your family and your neighbors.
This project here in Ridgedale is, I guess we're in our second year now. And what makes it unique is that we can demonstrate to folks that you don't need the best piece of property to grow food for your household. This is actually on an asphalt parking lot.
So we spent the first several months, we got load after load after load of wood chips from the city of Chattanooga, and they got dumped, and we started spreading them out. We put a layer about that thick of wood chips. And then we had a little grant from the health department, the Step 1 program, and they paid for the soil.
So we basically made raised beds on top of the wood chips with the topsoil, and we supplement the fertility of that soil with the compost we make. We try to do everything naturally. We're not looking to meet any kind of organic certification process or anything that way. But we just try to impress upon people that you don't have to spend the money on the chemical fertilizers or pesticides, that all of those things can be dealt with naturally. Part of Fair Share's philosophy is we like free. And so we look to reclaim, reuse, repurpose, basically scavenge what we can find in the city that could then be used to grow food in.
And so as you look around the garden, you can see that we have intentionally used a lot of discarded, whatever we can find. So pallets, tires, bicycle tires, old drum, barrel that's got a cutout to it.
We've slowly been building infrastructure, compost bins, water retention. A lot of that was done the first year, and we're just building on it, and we're getting to do more fun stuff. We've got some mosaics out near the road and some flowers put in, so it's just kind of evolving.
While we were working with this project on East Main, we caught the attention of the executive director at Hope, who also attends New City Fellowship, where we did our first food project. And he invited us last summer to come and do a garden project with the middle school kids. And the more we talked with him, the vision for that project grew and grew. And so now we have the Grow Hope Urban Youth Farm that we're trying to develop, that is a gang prevention activity for marginalized youth in the community.
We engaged the kids and they came out, and I noticed as they started digging in the dirt and they were complaining, but they were stressed out, early reactive, kind of like post-stress disorder. The more they handled the soil over time, they got more relaxed, they got more interactive. They really began to own it, give ideas, you know, and be creative and involved in it. Then I realized, boy, this is something that really is going to work this summer, and something that's really needed in their lives.
They have contributed in a very significant way in helping build out the infrastructure for what we hope to become the Grow Hope Urban Youth Farm, where older employable age youth would then be in a position to make a little bit of money providing fresh local produce in the food desert here in East Chattanooga.
I think the biggest thing that they're learning is that they can advocate for their own community, that there's something in their young age that they can do to make a change. If there's not healthy foods, they can grow it. In a minute way, in a long-term way, they're gaining the skills so that they can respond to the needs of their families at home.
And it's just great fun. And that's really the guiding philosophy behind the work here with the young people is, you know, food justice, living in a food desert, not having access to fresh food. Those are all very significant, troubling issues, but working on a sustainable solution to those problems should be fun. And it reminds me of I think it's a Spanish proverb that says, more grows in the garden than the gardener knows he has grown. And usually that's the case. The impact may not be so much the amount of food that someone's bringing to their household, but the sense of community, and people may not even be involved in the garden, but yet take pride in having it be a part of their neighborhood and respect the efforts of the folks that are doing the work in the garden. I just don't know that you can put a value on that.